been a minute, but now I'm back. And I kind of missed Halloween, but oh well. Fuck it. Spooky November. Who cares? Close enough, right? I mean, freaking everyone celebrates, you know, Halloween the second it clocks over to October 1st, so it really makes sense, right? Jeez. Alright, let me copy the link, post it in the Discord. Oh yeah, speaking of the Discord, I might want to put the Discord link in chat. Because I remember I did that last time, so that might be a cool idea. Yeah, what I'm going to be doing now is, because there were some older scenes that I need to go back and work on, so I'm going to do that today. Because for this scene here, all the initial, what is it, rough keyframe drawings are done. So we just need to go from there. Also, let me know how the music is if you're chilling, if you're hanging out. Yo, what up, Kieran? Welcome back, as expected. Alright, let's see here, where are we? Oh yeah, I need to grab the link, right? Okay. Oh no, that's not it, I clicked the wrong thing. Uh-oh. Everything's breaking. Invite the channel. Copy. And then I'll paste it in chat, and then I'll pin it. Right? Like that. Bam. Sick. So that people can just join as they come in. But yeah, let's do some drawings. Oh no, I need to keep that up. I just minimized the chat. Oh dear. But yeah, let me know how the audio is. It should be fine, but because I did test earlier, and it should be alright. And if anything, I might turn it down a tiny bit for my sake, because it does kind of sound a bit loud on my end, but there we go, tiny bit. Kind of my second playthrough of Persona 4, trying to get Marie to rank 10. Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to get back to playing Persona 4 Golden at some point. Because I was just casually playing through it with... Because, like, obviously, like, I already know, like, the story and whatnot. So I was just playing through... What was that? Because there's some options that you can turn on where borderline... You're invincible and you, like, one-shot everything. So that's what I was playing through with, because I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Just want to like rush through the game, and even that I was kind of a bit bored. So, but then I was like, should I start over doing a fresh new playthrough without that, or should I just continue where I left off? Or because I was up to Naoto and getting all that way again from the start was like going to be like, oh, that might be a bit much. So I think I need to refresh my monitor. But I guess if you're in a New Game Plus playthrough, you have all your bells and whistles and whatnot, right? So I think it was I saw a video of like somebody like one-shotting the, or not one-shotting, but just like easily defeating the Grim Reaper in Persona 3 in a New Game Plus playthrough. Looked pretty cool. Yeah, all these things that give you grief. It's like, not anymore, haha, take that. Literally everyone. But yeah, maybe I just want to wait for Revival, because then I'll be super fresh on it. Well, as fresh as I can be, I guess. So. Yeah. But yeah, sorry I haven't streamed for a minute. Because PAX came and went, so I did that, and then I think that was just some weekends that went by, and I was just like, you know, because I was working on this, but I was like, you know, I watched that one stream, you know, just chill out and work on it with just some videos playing in the background. Because sometimes I just don't feel like talking, to be honest. So it happens. New Game Plus is where it's at for me, but just to make it more fun, I use a low-level persona on my first playthrough. Oh, right. And I think that's what keeps it interesting. Much like Pokemon, you can like build your own team, right? Even when I did my Persona 3 playthrough on my channel, you can check that out anytime. But not to promote myself, but yeah, even like some people were like, "Oh, it's interesting to watch you play through this because like you're using personas which you know I wouldn't ordinarily see in a playthrough." So I think it was I kept like Jack Frost for like the longest time. He was like on my team for like forever. I think it was because like he had Bufu, and I didn't have any other persona that had Bufu. Maybe just for that reason, or I can't recall. But then when I got who was it? Oh yeah, it was Odin. At like the very end of the game was over. Like those bosses at the end, the members of what they call themselves, the like the anti-cease. Can't recall. But yeah, it was like the green jacket guy and Revolver Jesus, as we called him. Yeah, those guys took no chance. It was over. But yeah, the music I'm playing is just from a playlist that I found, or just like a video that I found, which is like spooky Nintendo music, or it says. Well, I guess it's like Nintendo era music because there has been a song from Banjo-Kazooie in there, so it's not solely Nintendo games, but you know. Also, what is this song from? This looks nice. Yeah. Oh, it's from Kirby? No kidding. Yeah. Kirby was a series that I never really got into. Because I remember, I played the Kirby's Dream Land 1 for Game Boy. And I was like very experienced with Mario at that point. So then going to Kirby was like, this is easy. Just having that challenge and like it was felt like a downgrade to me, so I never really got into it. And some people like it for that, they're like, you know, it's relaxing, but I'm like, nah. This feels I don't know, a bit pity, I should say. The music's too spooky, turn the stream off. No. Terrible. Who composed this? The devil himself? Oh my goodness. Literally composed by Satan. Ow. Mom's already getting sore. Jeez. You can tell it's been a minute since I've actually drawn anything. Oh. I did draw a little bit, last weekend. Oh no, I was working on text boxes last weekend, right? Yeah. Because some of the scenes that I've done all the animation, but I haven't done any of the text boxes, so I think that's what I was working on last weekend. Right, yeah. But in the end, it's all progress at the end, so... I guess with the text boxes, I don't need to draw anything, so... It's all purely mouse. God, those were the dark days. Having to draw with a mouse. Goodness gracious. And I think there's actually an artist that I know of that still uses a mouse, and apparently he refuses to like use a tablet of any kind. But to be fair, he specializes in like pixel art, so I guess that's like his thing. And I guess like if you really know, you know. So. Because even when I started using an on-screen drawing tablet, I instantly want to go back to my other tablet, but once you get used to it, it's fine. Because there's the tablets that you can have on your desk and plug in, and you can draw on them without having to draw on the screen, but then there's the ones that you can draw on the screen directly. And yeah, this is much better in my opinion. I don't think I'd go back to a regular tablet, just like you can, like a external tablet. And to be fair, I have got I have been tempted to get one for my laptop so I can like draw in my room. So, but I have some sort of like weird desk setup. That's like, I don't know. I'm not sure how like laying in my bed would work, but going outside for Halloween must be hard for kids, knowing every creepypasta known to man lives in the dark, right? And I guess that's what's popular nowadays. So I think it was somebody. There's been a bunch of people that have been like, posting like the Halloween outfits, and they're like, "Yeah, I got called like Huggy Wuggy like 50 times." So kids only know memes. Whatever's popular internet culture, I guess that's the state of affairs in this day and age. But to be fair, like, you only know what you know, so. As well as there's that flashback video that somebody took in a cinema at the end of Sonic 2 when Shadow appears, and there's a kid in the audience saying, "Is that Sonic EXE?" Because obviously, you know, they'd know that from internet creepypasta, not knowing the actual games. That's kind of weird. Like, you kind of go and see. Well, I guess, like, you know, you can enjoy it, not really being a fan or just knowing of the franchise without having to play the games first. I guess you don't have to really be really invested, but I don't know. I guess you're awarded that much more as a fan, right? I always say, like, the best adaptations of media have to stand on their own two legs without having any knowledge of the original source material. So even if you don't know, you can still enjoy it, right? And to be fair, like, a lot of, like, you know, adaptations to film, some of them work out well, some of them not so much, but like the one of the best video games of film adaptations of all time, Mortal Kombat. Even if you know nothing about Mortal Kombat, it's absolutely amazing. Well, the first one anyway. I mean, the first one, like the 1997 one, not the new first one. It's getting a little bit confusing in that regard because they did Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, but now they're doing Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, so it's like, right. When that one kid yelled John Pork when Technoblade appeared in the Minecraft movie. Oh, right, because I'm guessing, like, they'd give a nickname to, like, an NPC or something, or... I don't know, I never really followed any, like, Minecraft YouTubers. But I guess that'd be extremely popular. I think apparently there was, like, some, like, not now, but, like, in its heyday, apparently, like, there was a bunch of, like, Minecraft animators that do nothing about Minecraft, but they were like, yeah, if I just keep on making this, I keep on earning money, so... And literally, they were just doing, like, Minecraft fights, where, like, you know, characters fought each other. They just got, like, the character models to fight each other. And that's it. Yo, what up, Commando? Howdy, howdy. Happy, Novemberween, or whatever. Right? I think it's, what was it, that, Homestar parody? What they call it, Octoberween, or no, it's Decemberween, right? Yeah.
Bro, I went.
I went grocery shopping today. I think I'll make a boo when she says that. Yeah. Nothing much. Oh, yeah, same here. Just chilling out, you know. Taking it easy. No worries, no stress, and no problems. Alright, so we need some in-betweens here. I want to make this one purple, I think. So the color's a bit different. Now that these YouTube messages take so long to register, right? Yeah, the YouTube latency isn't great. I believe if you click the live button down the bottom left, I think it is, it should catch you up to as close as being live as you can be. But I think your stream might buffer anyway, so because unfortunately, yeah, YouTube's live latency is kind of bad, so. So there is a severe delay, unfortunately, but hey, that's fine. I'll be here for a few hours, so happy to answer anything in due time. No rush. Oh, I blew myself. Okay. Nice. This is from Metroid, right? Yeah. Oh, it's from Metroid Prime. Interesting. Yeah, I never really got into Metroid Prime. I've tried it a few times. Never really stuck for me. There's like a lot of people that love that game. But, you know, one, I'm not good at first-person shooters, and two, I just get lost. I think when I very first played it, like when I rented it, it got to the point where because like there's a system in place that if you take too long, it literally tells you where to go. And literally I was just wandering around aimlessly until the game told me where to go. So that's literally how I was playing the game. Goodness. Would this comic animation be the final one? No, there's the fifth part, right? Which is strange because a lot of people forget about the fifth part, ironically. It might be that it's like so short. It's only like a couple of minutes long compared to the others, so it won't take as long to finish, but that's where Teddy says, "I'm gonna take off this suit," and random bystander is like, "Mom, there's a creepy naked man here," or whatever. However it goes. The classic. And also, I do plan to animate the Dojima part at the end, where Dojima's like, "Nanako, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the gut. Get me some sausages." Right. I'm gonna try anyway, and that's gonna be interesting though, because like there's no source material for that, so because it just slowly pans in on Dojima's portrait from the game, so all the drawings for that are gonna be completely original. So. Nothing to base it off. Yes. I was about to tell you about to animate drunk Dojima. Yeah, because I got an idea what I want to do for it. Like every single time, like he like goes like Nanako. It's gonna like cut to like a different like a different angle. So that's the idea. So. But we'll get to that in due time. Yeah, you're ruining my buzz. Give Daddy some alone time. You've been doing this for almost a decade now, right? Yes. Well, I guess add in the plus 1 year that I was animating part 1, I think. Because how many years ago did was part 1 released? I think we're getting close, right? Where are we? Yeah, it must be 10 years at this point. Because it took me a year to make part 1, so yeah, it definitely would make the 10 years at this point, so. Damn! It's like crazy to think, like when I was like making that part, I was like living in a completely different area, like. I was unemployed. So much has changed. It's gracious. Like I said before, you know, I couldn't have predicted where I am now 10 years ago, and I probably can't predict where I'm going to be in ML10, so hopefully I'll still be here, working the same job. And hopefully this will be finished, so... But yeah, where I'm working now, hopefully I can stay there for quite a while. That's the plan, so... You can add different angles to make it look like he's saying the across different days. Oh, not really. Like, the idea was like they're going to be in like in a white void, and then like every single time it cuts, it's going to be like a different angle. Like it'll be like to the side and like in front, and like the whole entire time Nanako will be staying there with like a very sad expression on her face. So you're going to be talking directly to her. Right. I can't believe you were employed. Well, I am still employed, but hopefully I didn't lose my job, right? But yeah, this is why this has taken a while. Yeah, because animation does take a while, and especially the way that I animate stuff. Because I'm literally doubling my workload, because traditional animation is 2 frames at 24 frames per second. So every second frame there's a brand new drawing, but I'm drawing on ones, which is a brand new drawing every frame. So I'm literally doubling my workload, but at the same time it does give that nice smoothness, so I think that's kind of set me apart in a way. It's like, even like I've shown people like my timeline, like how I, you know, it's like in every, like, you know, you can like just see from the time like how many drawings you've done, and like some people are being like, "Are you insane? What are you doing?" Like one guy was like, even like, "You should do like a combination of 1s and 2s." And I'm like, "Nope, 1s only." That's how it's gonna be. And I think it's because I was more or less self-taught with animation, so I didn't know any different at the time when I started, and I kind of just got used to the process. So. But yeah, I reckon if I do another animation, I might just, well, actually it's hard to say. I was thinking of like doing it all in sketches, so I don't have to go in and like draw over everything again, which will make it be done faster, so. Because usually what you do is you sketch your keyframes, and then you go in and you draw over them, and then in between from there, like what I'm doing right now. But yeah, if I was just a sketch, I wouldn't have to do that, so could get it done faster, in theory, so, but we'll see. Drawing in between frames must be trippy. I mean, Nanako looks like you need 3D glasses to see it, right? Well, it's more or less because I changed the colors, so I can tell like which one's which. Like I always like use blue and red, so I can tell the difference of like where to go, or like which way I'm supposed to be going, right? Because there's also a thing called easing, which if you ever watched like a anime or anything like that, characters will move, but then they'll suddenly break. They'll become to a full stop immediately. Where in more Western traditional animation, characters like slow down until they stop, and that's called easing. And it's the more drawings you draw at the start of a movement and the end of the movement, the slower they kind of like slow down. And that's what I kind of try to do. If anything, I try to make it so that you can't really tell of when the character's supposed to start and stop moving, make it seamless, which requires a lot more drawings, but I don't know, I kind of like it, and I'm probably the only person in the world that notices it, but because if you've seen like a lot of like popular animations, ones that have like millions of views and come out like very rapidly, a lot of those like very like loud sound warning animations, you know the ones. But yeah, if you really go and if you really look at the animation, It's a lot of keyframes, a lot of very fast movement. And from the view counts, I'm pretty sure that like the public doesn't care, but I don't know. I was never one to go with the crowd. Yeah, if anything, I've always kind of done that. I was never one to like chase fads or anything. And if anything, it kind of like dates your work as well. Because I remember there was an animator that, not that I was following her, but like I remember like a lot of her work. She released stuff pretty periodically, and it was like a lot of it was for like memes all the time. And I'm like, this is gonna date these animations like crazy. Because memes are only around for like a couple of months at the most, so. And then they were gone. Everyone forgets them. Remember Nyan Cat? Nope. Or you might be like, oh yeah. Would you want to reference that now? No. Exactly. But at the time when that was super huge, sure. So what is this song from? It's bad. This song is not good. Ultimate Animal Crossing? No kidding. Jesus. I think I'm gonna skip this one. Oh crap, I keep on doing that. Even like muting the, accidentally, what's the word? Oh, okay, it's open now anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, I keep on like minimizing the chat by accident. Damn it. Damn PC. Personal computer, my ass. Personal this. I am feeling a little bit hungry as well. I probably should have eaten something before I started. Oops. Oh well, I'll be fine. Yeah, worst comes to the way I can like just throw off like a couple of hours and then go eat something. I should be fine. I find like if I'm just like sitting here, like I don't really use much energy anyway, so just sitting here and drawing doesn't really take much out of you. If anything, it's like more mental. It's like there are times where I'm like sitting here drawing and I'll just get so tired, and then I'll decide to do something else and suddenly I'm not so tired anymore. So how does that work? My brain mentally being like, I don't want to draw again. No. But then I'm like, but I gotta make progress. Like if anything's a bit of progress. Like even if I drew like a couple of drawings to a couple of frames, push this forward a little bit, right? As slow as it may be. Yeah, it'll get there. Eventually. What's this one from? Oh yeah, the 1,000-Year Door. Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't get the 1,000 Door remake. Maybe I should try that at some point. Because I remember I did play the game for GameCube, and I loved it. It was so good. Now, to be fair, like every chapter seemed to have like its own gimmick. So when you play it and you like know what's coming, I guess it doesn't really. Well, to be fair, it's like that's when you play through any game, right? So when you know what's coming, it's like a little bit less exciting, but. But yeah, I remember both Paper Mario 1 and The Thousand Year Door were extremely easy up until the very end. I remember with the original one, I could not beat Bowser at the end. And the same thing happened with Thousand Year Door. I couldn't beat the final boss in that either, so that happened twice. And I remember I did like really try with Thousand Year Door. I remember I tried over and over again, just kept on dying. Couldn't do it. Couldn't beat it, man. Not good enough. And it's strange as well, because I like that system, like your health doesn't go up at all, just like your power goes up, so maybe I put like points of like the wrong things or something, or who knows, didn't have the optimal build going. Maybe because I was a bit younger, I was just like, attack! Attack go! Attack go wee! Yeah, there's like a lot of Nintendo-based RPGs are a bit like that though. They're pretty easy up until the end. And then the difficulty just spikes and it's like, alright kid, now it's time. You made it here, you want to beat the game, you gotta work for it. So I think that happened with, I think it was Pokemon White? I forget, I think it was Pokemon White that had either black or white. And I remember that happened with that game as well. I made it all the way up to the Elite Four, and that's like, alright, time for the real shit. And then just the first member of the Elite Four just steamrolls all over you. I'm like, what? What happened? Oh dear. You should try and get Thousand Year Door, rank 10 true ending. Yeah, exactly. You gotta get that New Game Plus playthrough, so then you can get all the social mix from all your partners. Get those super secret abilities. And you can really show him his boss, right? Oh, that makes me wonder if they're gonna have new personas in Revival. Because I remember they did that for Golden. They had like the next rank up version of the personas, which were borderline like palette swaps, but yeah, I wonder if they're going to like a third version. That'd be cool. Though I'm not sure if they did that for Reload. Oh, actually, let's have a look. Do some research. Persona 3. Let's just go Yukari, sorry. But yeah, if we go to her page, I'm gonna go to her persona. Theme? What? What? Where's her persona? What the fuck? This is not what I want. SMT Wiki, not giving me the information that I want. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's right, yeah, because their persona evolves into Isis, right? Eventually. And does it evolve again? That's what I want to know. Oh, I didn't want. Damn it. This went to Persona 3 page. Reload. There we go. Oh, okay, they get new skills. I see. Oh, okay, so they don't get a new evolution, they just get a new skill. Got it. So they might do that in that revival. Just give them like more stuff. Makes sense. They didn't add any new personas. Doesn't look like it for Reload. Any like new evolution of the persona, so which would, well, I guess like a lot of their evolution is like story based, like they evolve through the story. Where in Persona 4 you have to rank characters up to get their evolution, right? So oh no, you have to do that as well in the Persona 3 as well, right? You can go through social links, or does it just happen naturally? I forget. Goodness. Because I remember there was like a whole bunch of them in Evolved, and I remember I was surprised that happened. So I think it was different for Persona 3. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play the whole entire game again to find out. Because I remember I did buy Persona 3 Reloads, and I did like a little bit of a quick look on it. But beyond that, I was like, because I think it was like the year before I beat Persona 3 Portable, and I'm like, yeah, I just played this game like a year ago, so I was like, nah. It was far too soon. Like, if you don't touch a game in like a while, it does feel like it's good to go back and re-experience it, but if it's that soon, it's like I'd rather not. And I think that's like why a lot of people like wanted why they released Portable anyway as a re-release, when obviously Reload was in the works at that time, so. Yeah, unless maybe because they were like, oh yeah, Golden, instead of just re-releasing Golden by itself and not doing 3. You're like, here's something for you as well, Persona 3 fans. Or maybe that was kind of a test to see if they're interested to like go forth with the remake, right? Could be that as well, like testing the waters. See if people are still interested. You never know. Because I'm assuming like they've used the Persona 5 engine for 3. So like a lot of the hard groundwork would have already been done. And assuming they're doing the same for 4. Yes. Would make sense. Because those that was a Persona 5 X game. I remember that came out and like I'm not sure if like nobody like played it or kind of like just got turned off by it, or I'm not sure what happened with that. But to be fair, like Reload did the same thing. Like it came out and like everyone was like all over it like the first couple of weeks, and then it kind of just like everyone stopped talking about it. Weird. Maybe they're too busy with their 100+ hour playthrough or something. I was watching Giant Bomb stream and shocked to hear Chie's old voice. Oh yeah, the Giant Bomb Endurance playthrough. Yeah, I remember I watched the whole entire thing before I actually played Persona 4 for myself. That's kind of how I first experienced it. And yeah, it is audibly striking. It's like I didn't have like the new voice in mind, so it was fine when I was playing through it there, but yeah, it is extremely jarring. Like it's close, it's kind of similar, but at the same time it's like very different. So that makes me wonder. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to be upset with the new voices, but or for revival. But at the same time, I always say it's whatever version that you decide to play through. That version becomes the version that you're familiar with. It's not that one voice is greater than the other. It's just that this is the one that you're familiar with, so the other one sounds a bit foreign, right? Because like even when I was watching that, I wasn't like, oh, this voice sucks, so bad. It's just that you're so used to one voice and you hear the other, you're kind of like, the hell? So, if that makes sense. Imagine how weird it must have been for the Persona 4 fans to hear Persona 4 Golden's voices, right? Yeah, I think I'm like this some like OG Persona 4 PS2 fans. They're like highly against Chie's new voice. Because like all the voice actors came back except for Chie's voice actor. So all of them are the same except for her. And then she did Chie's voice for the series up until this point. She did it for dancing and the fighting game and all the spin-off games. You know, Persona Q. It's kind of sad that Persona Q never got like any voices. Oh, Persona Q 2, I should say. Though I do remember Persona Q was very long, and even I didn't beat it. So it's like more of this. And maybe it didn't sell well enough for them to invest like the money into it or something. I don't know. Not be sure. Alright. I went grocery shopping. Okay, I just need how smooth that is. That's fine. If anything, I might make this a bit smoother at the end, so I add an extra frame there. Sometimes an extra frame helps out. And if anything, I might. I'm not sure if I want to like. Sometimes like I'll make a movement and I'll get rid of the frames in the middle just to make it that much faster. Like it'll slow start and it'll speed up in the middle and then slow down at the end. Right? So that's the initial idea of like how you want the movement to be. Like I always compare it to. God, this music's loud. Jesus. Pac-Man, please. Make that a bit. But I always compare it to a car. When you're standing still and a car passes you, like it slowly comes in, like here's the car here, look, it's a car. But it'll slowly come in and here's you, the person, okay? But yeah, the car will slowly come in and then whip by real fast and then slowly pan out as it goes off in the distance. Right, that's how I always kind of explain the way I kind of approach movement. If you ever seen any footage at like a NASCAR rally derby or any kind of like racing event where like the cameraman's on the side, you know, filming the cars as they go by, same deal. The car will slowly come up and then whip by and then slowly, you know, go off in the distance as it drives away. That's how I always like to approach animation anyway. Sometimes it looks a bit too weird if like it's a bit too slow in the middle, so sometimes I'll like draw frames just to delete them later, so but sometimes it just works, you have to kind of sacrifice that little bit and then everything else snaps into place. Oh, classic. This is how Carbonwater animates, clip that. Well, if anything, you're seeing it, but seeing an end motion in real time, but you know, everyone like thinks about things different ways. And even I've like tried to like teach them other people, and even like I've tried to like teach it in like tutorials and whatnot, and I don't know if I explained it very well, but I did a couple of those tutorial videos where I tried to explain it, but even there was a friend of mine that I was like, this is how you need to approach the animation, right? And I don't think he quite understood what I was trying to say, or how to do it properly, so. But then again, it is like a learning process. what you're familiar with, and suddenly this strange new concept comes into play, and you're like, what? You want me to do it? Like, huh? Then you do it enough, you're like, oh, okay, it makes sense. Right. Or at least that's how my brain works anyway. Like, I always like struggle with like new ways of doing things, but then when I do it for a bit, you know, it kind of clicks and makes sense. So I fully understand if someone was trying to do this for the first time, it wouldn't really make like a whole lot of sense. But like, I think even like the first time I used Flash, I was trying to I didn't understand how like the timeline worked and all that. And I think I was like trying to import a GIF, but it was like importing it as a video. I'm like, why is this working? I was just trying to work it out without having any knowledge of actually how the program actually works. But yeah, over time I got it. And I always compare like Flash to like you're trying to like mold it to like do what you want. Probably some of the later versions when it turns into animated better, but some of like these older versions, it is a bit difficult to try to manipulate some of the stuff to get it to do exactly what you want. But there's lots of little tricks that I've figured out over the years of using it to get to do this and that. And even there's like some like little nuances and whatnot. Like if you need a character to like run across the screen, you can more or less animate them running in place and then put that inside a symbol or a movie clip, and then just tween the movie clip so it looks like they're running, but they're actually not. So little shortcuts like that. Like I think it was like the was it part 2? There was the part where we gotta find the sus and get the guy's mo and all that. Then near the end of the cartoon. That's exactly how I did that. I more or less animated Dojima in place, slowly turning, and then I just tweeted him across the screen. So it looks like I animated him moving, but he just stayed in place. To be fair, that took quite a while to animate. I think I was like literally, I was working on it for like a month straight. Got to the point where I was like, I'm sick of drawing Dojima every single freaking day. Oh no, I think it was that Anatol sequence because I did a Adachi in the background as well, so animating both of them took a month. I do remember that. By the time I was finished, it's like, it's done. I never have to draw Adachi ever again. Until I do. Or Dojima, should say. Well. I always get those two like confused in my head. So I think it was like, I went to a Newgrounds meeting, and somebody knew my work from there, which is kind of cool. But he was like, had a notebook with him, and he was like getting people to draw in it. And he wanted me to draw in it, and I was like, any requests? And he's like, draw Adachi doing a very funny face. I'm like, okay, cool. And then when I started drawing Dojima by accident. So he's like, nah, it's fine. Yeah, I think it probably just this point I've drawn Dojima so many times, like I pretty much just know how to draw him, like, you know, without any references from the top of my head. Where Adachi I've drawn less, so it's a little bit harder. Like I'll do it right now. Hang on. Dojima's like this, and like this. He has like the little bangs of hair, and then the very square jawline, and then his eyes are like this, and he has like a little bit of stubble, and then like that, and then a little bit of hair here. And there you go. See? Easy. Not too hard at all. You roll that. This is from Super Metroid. Oh, it is. Very cool. Yeah, I thought so. Man, what a game. Jesus. Yeah, it's one of those games that really stood the test of my time. Like, you can play them now, and it's like, oh my god, this game's so good, even today. But I just get to a point in Super Metroid where I play it, and I'm like, where do I go next? I'm lost. Like, it gets great to a point where it's like, okay, now what? Oh dear, what do I do? Yeah, where I do find like a lot of like Metroidvania games, or like a lot of more like open games, they do kind of funnel you into like a certain way that I want you to go. Where some of the older ones are definitely like, you got to figure it out. It's up to you. And wasn't Super Metroid the first game to do this kind of do the kind of like exploration? I think so. Oh, to be fair, I guess they just like did, but Metroid 1 and 2 did, but like, you know, amplified it. Yeah, I guess so. Pretty spooky drawing, but a spooky story alongside it. It was real scary. Yeah, but that must have been like 2 years ago now that new Grand meeting happens. Because I remember it happened just before PAX Australia happened. And that's the one that I went dressed as Jacket from Hotline Miami. Which was great. I love that costume. But the mask was... I couldn't see anything out of that mask. Like, I wonder if I can find any photos of me wearing that, actually. To show y'all. Oh, hang on. I think I know exactly where it is. Because I remember I posted a picture on my friend's Discord, and the Discord is not very active, so hopefully I should be able to find it. I'm just gonna scroll up until I get it about a year ago. When everyone's like posting that Mario Kart. I'm looking. Ooh. Okay, that's when it was January. And that's Christmas time. And that was... There we are. Okay. I want to do this one. Sure. This one. Let me drag that. Did you do anything for Halloween on the topic of masks? No. Yeah, Halloween is very not celebrated here in Australia. And if it is, like, it's just by, like, kids. Because the problem with Halloween here is because we're in the southern hemisphere here in Australia, so it doesn't get dark until, like, 9. So, so it's not really suited for nighttime spookiness, so... let's see here... Browse. Oops, I want to delete that image. Goodbye. Okay, here it is. Oh, why is it so small? Weird. There we are. But yeah, there's Mia's Jacket on the right, and there's my friend who built his own Dreadnought costume out of cardboard on the left. And I warned him, I was like, this is going to get hot real quick, because we're inside a center with, like, you know, thousands of people. And he's like, nah, it'll be fine. And you know what happened? It got too hot and I had to take it off, so I'm like, I fucking told you. But yeah, that costume was really fun to wear. Yeah. I've like been half tempted to be like, oh, I should go back and like wear it again for like another year. But then it's like, oh yeah, I couldn't see out of it, right? So, God, yeah, I needed to like see because it was fine. Like I'll put it up again. Hang on. Where are we? Yeah, because it was fine for the most part, but it's like if you look at the mask here, because you could only see out of like the left and right eye holes, so anything directly in front of you was that you couldn't see. It was absolutely completely obscured. So yeah, unfortunate, but the mask looks really cool though. So there's that. I mean, I've got it today. It's like on my shelf, on my bookshelf, like right there. I'm looking at it right now. So must have been difficult playing as that baseball bat. Baseball bat, man. To be fair, like I actually walked in with a baseball bat and they didn't even stop me. So it's like usually you have to like check your like weapons and props in case they're gun-like or like anything like, you know, anything's like, you know, worth checking out. But I actually went in there with that baseball bat and it was fine, so they didn't even care. Yeah, because I remember this year, I went as Angerfoot from the game Angerfoot, and I had a gun with me, like a fake plastic gun. And they actually stopped me. They were like, "Oh no, you have to go get that checked." Okay. And I think they actually took it off me because it has like the potential to fire. So because it was a fake gun, it was a plastic gun, but still, it could shoot. And they're like, "Yeah, you know, you could put like Play-Doh in there, and they could shoot it out, or." To be fair, I was just going to use it to pose with photos, but it is what it is. And I do remember actually the the most interesting interaction they had with somebody that made me smile, and I've been thinking about it for like since they actually did it, because like some people, you know, went by me and they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to be from Angerfoot?" I'm like, "Yep." It's like, "Oh, cool. You know, take a photo or not?" But there was one guy who I was like walking around and he kind of passed me, kind of looked at me. He's like, "Are you Angerfoot?" I'm like, "Yep, correct." He's like, "Fuck yeah!" I just kept on walking. And I was like, "Oh, that was a great interaction." It was more or less just like, "Hell yeah," and just kept on going. But that was kind of another mask that I couldn't really see that well out of. Like I could see because he has like one eye obscured, so I could just see out of my right eye the whole entire day. So I think if I'm going to do a cosplay again next year, I want to do a character that, you know, has, you know, less of a mask, and you can kind of see a bit better, for sure. And I do actually have an idea of what I want to do already, so. But it could change throughout the year, depending like what comes out. Because like I do like kind of like doing like cosplays of like, you know, indie characters to kind of give them recognition. And people that really know them would be like, "Oh hell yeah!" Versus, "Hey, it's Mario. Hey, it's Solid Snake. Hey, it's like something that's like really well known." It's like, I guess you can like do what you want, but for those that know and really appreciate it, I think it's like that much more rewarding, right? To be fair, the character that I do have in mind is from quite a popular indie game, but we'll see. We shall see. Closest that ever happened to me a few years ago when I brought was sunglasses. I got a free pick out of it with a group of guys. Nice. Oh, so I'm guessing you and like a bunch of other people all had sunglasses. Let's take a picture because we are all wearing sunglasses. Yes. Or I think it was there was a guy that I know who like did like he just went to a Halloween event and like it's it's a Halloween event to like drink and whatnot, socialize. Um, but he just like wear like a bunch of like random crap. And the first person that went up to him kind of guessed his costume. He kind of like just went with that. He's like, "Yep, that's correct." So I think it was 1 year he just like put like a bunch of like random stuff and then had a traffic cone. And somebody was like, "Are you supposed to be the VLC media player?" He's like, "Yep, that's right." Even though that was not the intention, but he was the VLC media player for the rest of the night. So should do a cosplay as Carl Morday next year for fun, right? Yeah, one of those like dead mouse giant heads made out of foam, but do like a custom one for me. That'd be a cool idea. But I'm assuming that'd be expensive because one of a kind product. So there's also that. Yeah, though I was actually surprised to find there's a ton of people on Etsy that do like their own like you can buy like a mask of like whatever, but they just make them as like a hobby and then like ship them out, and just get paid for them eventually. Because I think actually the mask that I had for jacket was, I think the dude like that made it lived in like Russia or something, or like some other like weird country. Because I remember it took like literally like half a year to get to me, but I'm assuming during that time he was probably making it as well. Probably didn't take half a year to ship out, but because I'm assuming he had to like make them as they were being ordered, so it makes sense. He probably has like one made as a demo mock-up. He doesn't have like them ready to go, but but yeah, when I got here it was great, and I more or less wanted it anyway as a collector's item, so it's good for that. Yeah. Yeah, but the idea is, let me see if I can find it, actually. I should be able to. Because I already got the baseball bat, and there was actually an idea that I had. It's like, this is actually a character that I came across. It's like, who already has a baseball bat? So I'm like, oh, I pretty much got that already, so. Oh, nice, it's already in my search history. But let me put this on screen. Yeah, I'll show you my idea that I got for next year. Oh god, this image is massive. Hang on, I need to resize this before. Can I? I don't think I can. I think I need to unhide it and then change it. Oh, okay, it's over here. That's why. But yeah, it's the Joker card. Oh, not the Joker card. The baseball card from Balatro. So, because actually, it looks online. You can actually get like custom baseball shirts made. So that's the idea of what I want to do for that. And like I can find like a long sleeve, blue shirt anywhere. And then I think there was somebody that actually did like a mock-up of like the full scale. Yeah, here it is. Let me grab that. Where is it? Oh god, I got so much shit on my desktop. Ugh. Like when I want to find an image, I can't. What? Can I not? Oh, here it is. Oh, it's a WebP file, that's why. Goodness. Die! I can't show that. Hang on, I need to print screen it. Save that. And then we chuck it in. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah, because this is somebody's art, this ain't mine, but yeah, you can see like they've done like the full mock-up of like the whole entire like, full-size Joker, so you can see like the pants and whatnot, so. And I'm assuming I can just get like regular baseball boots or like whatever is like the standard, so. Makes sense. Yo, what up, Fran? My man. What's happening? Welcome to Scary November. Forget October. We're gonna go right into November. Yeah, because I kind of like missed the day for Halloween, because I did stream on Twitch yesterday, but for Halloween, but I was like, I want to do like a scary-esque stream for YouTube as well. So here we are. And to be fair, I didn't like change much except for like the music. So because I was thinking of like just changing the graphics as well, but I'm like, that's too much work for a stream. I don't know. But yes. Trying to make that progress and or, well, you know, it's just progress in the end of the day, right? So. Slowly getting there. One drink at a time. Apparently I was said something very funny. Oh yeah, but extend it to October and November for sure. Yeah, because I was saying there's so many people that celebrate Halloween the second it clocks over to October 1st, so friggin' why not keep it going until November? Just do it in the opposite direction. Why does it have to stop at October 31st? And even there's like a lot of people like gearing up for Christmas, and it's like not even, you know, December yet. So I think like this year I saw like so many like stores that had like both Halloween decorations and like Christmas decorations at the same time. So second it crept into October, they got both. So. All in the fall anyways. Yeah, exactly. Or as we call it here, autumn. Autumn's the correct name, right? Yeah. I think that's more of an American thing. Fall. Don't think I've ever heard anybody here say the term fall. You always just say autumn. Yeah. Autumn, mate. Yeah. But it's slowly getting a bit warmer here, so finally. Oh, to be fair, like there was like a couple of days where it was pretty warm, but then like got back to cold again. So it's been like here and there, actually at the best. But I find that's with like a lot of weather. Yeah. It's so strange. I remember like as a kid there was like huge long sections where it was like hot every day near the end of the year. But now you're lucky to get one or a couple of hot days in a row, a couple of warm days. And then I'll say that and I'll start getting warm, right? So Alright, move on, Banjo-Kazooie. Jeez. Enough. Oh, this is Donkey Kong, actually. Never mind. Same thing. Next. Yeah, a lot of Rareware music is great, but I do find it's like a bit grating after a while. Like, it's very fitting with the theme if you're playing the game, but it's like on its own. It's a bit much. Especially since like a lot of like YouTube rips are like 4+ minutes. You're listening to like a minute loop over and over and over and over. Some minutes agree. Well, like I guess like if you're playing a game, it's like more like background music or anything, like more focused. More focused on the gameplay. Oh, I'm drawing a giant line and I'm amazing at it. Let's get right right between the lines. And I'm gonna stop drawing, it's gonna absolutely mess up. Or it's gonna be great. Hey, it actually worked out. Very cool. Because they do find like every now and then if you like stop drawing, Flash will be like, and suddenly there'll be like a giant spike that just comes out of nowhere. It's like, where did that come from? I think it has something to do with like the auto smoothing that's been built into the program, right? It just freaks out and doesn't know what to do. Oh, I want to draw this part first, right? And apparently that's the problem, like all the way in the current versions of Animate. So I'm guessing it really didn't get addressed. Well, I guess like when you got like thousands of, you know, tens of thousands of possibilities of lines that you can draw, it's very hard to rectify that or address it. They do so much. Because I've always said like that's the reason why I've always like fell in love with animation. Because you can do anything, like there are no limits. So, and that's what makes me sad. Like whenever I see like, you know, a blank animated or whatnot, whenever they take like you know, some existing audio and animate to it, they just give it like ultra simple and just the characters sitting there talking. I'm like, oh, you could have done anything, but no. You kept it ultra boring. Yeah, if anything, if you're taking like something existing, you're kind of like adding to it, you should try to mimic the original quality of the existing material. Alright, that's why I'm like trying to like put so much effort into this. It's like I could just do a bunch of keyframes and just like do like really like cheap and poor, but I don't think you know, it could really resonate with what's already there. Because I remember even before I started, oh no, I think it was when I was animating part 1, I think somebody else must have had the same idea that I had of taking this and animating it. But I don't believe they got very far with it, because I believe actually the only thing they did, they animated like a little bit of one of the scenes, and they're like, oh, I'm really doing it, it's gonna be crazy, but I'm doing it. And then I'm assuming they probably saw how much of a daunting project it was gonna be, and they'd be like, nah. Which is the standard. That's like always the death knell in like a lot of your projects. Oh, to be fair, like there's a lot of developers or like that do games that are like works in projects or whatever, where they kind of show it off on social media. Like this is where it's at the moment, right? But I do find there's like a lot of times where like a lot of people show off something to try to get feedback, but that'll be the final time they'll ever touch the project. So. So either they'll get disinterested, or you know, they'll move on to something else, or they'll be like, ah, it's you know, taking too much time, or I'll do something else. Wonder how he's doing now. Yeah, I got no idea. Couldn't even tell you. Yeah, I'm assuming that was probably abandoned. Because I believe it was he was more or less animating in a keyframe, so he was doing it in a very, very choppy manner. So he wasn't doing it smooth like I am. But yeah, it also could be the case of like people that would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do YouTube, it's gonna be great, and they'll do it for like a couple of months and then stop. Because that's happened to so many people that I know. Because they see like these big giant YouTubers, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do what they do, it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna get all this attention, it's gonna be amazing. And they do it for like a tiny bit, and then like they get next to no attention, and then they just like, yeah, what am I doing this for? And then stop. Yeah, because I think for the most part, you need some sort of hook, you need some sort of gimmick to get people to watch, right? You know, people aren't going to be interested seeing like, you know, the same old stuff over and over. You need something to get them to be like, oh, that's kind of cool, right? But at the same time, you want something simple yet new, and that's very difficult to come up with. And I think at the same time, a lot of people, the first idea they come up with is they want to make it all about themselves, because, you know, everyone loves themselves. They know more about themselves than anything. So they're like, I want to make it the me channel. It's going to be me. Because I remember a friend of mine, he made a channel. So his name's Morris. And he made a channel called Thoughts of Moz, which was all about him. And it's like his ideas and perspective on things. And I think he did it for like 4 months or like 5 months, and he just stopped. So. But yeah, because the reason is, you know, you love yourself and you think you're amazing, but that other person that's right next to you, they couldn't give half a shit about you. Because they love themselves and they think they're amazing, so. And that's the sad truth. Like the phase YouTube made where everyone was a Storytime animator, right? Well, I think that's also another shortcut as well. Because everyone's got their own experiences, and everyone loves, you know, listening to a story, and everyone's got a story to tell, so. And as well, a lot of those animations were like very, you know, choppy, easy to make, so. Makes sense. Or they just like have like the pre-made, you know, reaction images, and they just like keep on like reusing those, so. All they have to do is record their voice and then just, you know, paste them where appropriate, and then done. That'll take like a day or two to make. Easy. Well, to be fair, like video editing does take a while, but it depends how like complex you want to make. But yeah, I don't think I ever really got into watching any of those Storytime animators. Oh, I think the only one I actually followed was for a while was Grade A Under A. I'm pretty sure he's still making content, but. But yeah, I think like the most recent video that I saw of him, he was like shilling products, and I'm like, oh dear. I think it was like, it's my grand return, and they had like a sponsorship, and I'm like, oh, I see, you came back for the money. I see. Well, to be fair, like a lot of people don't want to do this honestly getting paid, but I really couldn't care. I'm gonna draw until my hand no longer works. So, freaking why not? And you know, I've had some money off ads, but it's definitely not enough to pay my rent, that's for sure. There's billions of us that think if they made a show, it would be the best in the world and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I think there was even a guy that I was working with for a while. He was like, "Oh, you draw and stuff, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, could you like help me with a show? Like, I got an idea for a show. I got like this, like all these creatures and like all this world, and you know, all these like little like, you know, races and whatnot." And that translated to me like, "Hey, I got, you know, the temp work. I want you to do the rest of the work, aka I want you to do all the work." So, and then he'll claim all the profit, right? Yeah. grade 8, under 8, took a large break, came back, and then took a break again. Still a great guy, though. Yeah, well, even, like, when he was, like, you know, being super transparent. Like, even he gave out his phone number, and he's like, you know, just call me up if you, like, you know, think I'm full of shit. Like, you can talk to me directly, so... Because I remember I did see a video of, like, somebody actually calling him up. You know, seemed like a genuine guy, but... At the same time, he's probably got a huge audience, and he's like, yeah, I can make money off this huge audience, right? So... Yeah, well, to be fair, like, there's a bunch of people that do work, and they do, like, you know, YouTube as, like, a side gig. If they're able to, like, keep it going, or... You know, earn a bit of extra cash of it. Maybe work on a project every weekend, like I'm doing, but they can, like, get content out, like, way faster. You know, do a couple of weekends of work, and then it's done within the month, so... Makes sense. Yeah. Crazy how all the country's people can have the same identical feeling about it individually sometimes, right? All the work. Also, hurry up. I'm trying. I gotta draw faster. Gets all started growing up. Pays you with recognition, right? Pays you with exposure. Or I'll pay you someday, maybe. Yeah, what was I saying? Can't remember. Lost my train of thought. No. Yeah, because I know there's some streamers that I follow on Twitch, and you only see them online every now and then. They are partner streamers, but obviously they don't have a large enough audience to actually, like, stream every day and make it their job, so they just stream when they can. That makes sense. Doing something else for work, and then you just chill and stream on the side. Or do that with YouTube as well. Really care. The inevitable, can you draw me? Yeah, exactly. Like, can you draw me? And then when I draw them, they're like very... they're like, what do you mean? I expect something like, that doesn't look like them. I think it was, I used to make a comic series called Quackers, which is about a bunch of birds, and one of them was a duck. And I remember I had a classmate that had cerebral palsy, so she had to use crutches to get around. But I remember I was sitting next to her in one class, and she saw me drawing, and I'm like, oh, that duck there, that should be me. I'm like, wait, what? No, you should make this character me. I'm like, but it looks nothing like you. I'm like, he already has a name, and it's a boy. You're a girl. So... Very strange. For some reason, I do remember that. But yeah, because I remember another classmate of mine that also used to draw. I remember we used to, like, make our own comics, and he had a comic series called, I think it was called Budgie, and it was about a bird called Flap. And I had a bird character called Sparky, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll draw your bird in my comic, and you can draw my bird in your comic. And he's like, okay, cool. So I drew his bird in my comic, pretty much, you know, exactly how it looked. But when he drew my character, it looked nothing like how my character looked. And I remember asking him about this. He's like, why did you? Apparently, he's like, oh, no, I just want to draw him like this. I'm like, all right. Like, I wasn't one to argue, but... But yeah, I can't really for the life of me remember why I did that. maybe it might have been a passive-aggressive way of saying, hey, your character designs are crap. These ones are better. Mine are better. Oh, this song? This is not a Halloween song. I guess it's kind of like Castlevania. I'm gonna actually skip this one because it's in my other playlist, so I kind of don't want to listen to it. Yep. Sorry. But yeah, it's like a song that I like listen to death, so I'm like, need some bangers that I'm not familiar with. Curvy line. I got this. Nailed it. Hell yeah. Oh, a bit thick over this side, so yeah. Whatever. How's it looking actually? I'll have a little bit of a look. There's a squiz. Okay, yeah, we're getting there. I'm just not sure if I want to keep that extra frame at the end or if I want to get rid of it. I'll have a look and see if I need to draw an extra one or not, but we shall see. Oh. Yeah, spend this whole entire stream just drawing one animated sequence. You get one done, and then there's like 60 more to go. However many are left. Goodness. Oh, to be fair, I kind of like direct as I go, right? Because like making this project, you kind of like director as well as animator. Because like you take the initial stills from the comic, and then you kind of like make them move. Based on interpretations, or like, you know, I kind of like try to visualize how like they'd move, or and then go from there. Being like, oh yeah, this part they could do this, and this part they could do that. But I try to not make it too strange and or weird, because you don't want that, you know, that lol random factor. I kind of, you know, to be honest. Well, to be fair, there's been like a few visual gags that I've like drawn in there. I think it was most notably like every time they're eating, like even in part 1, I always give Nanako the most amount of food out of all of them. So I think it was in part 1 I gave like Nanako like a ton of rice and did like an animation of her eating it. Versus where the other two's portions were much smaller, so. Okay, wait, did I do it? Okay, drew that. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, sure, I'll draw another one, whatever. I probably don't need to, it should be fine, but I'll draw another frame here. Just for that extra tiny bit of slowdown, right? What'd I do? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I added an extra frame by accident. Oops. I'm like, why did I? Huh? I want to add a blank keyframe. but I actually added a regular for him. Should take too much longer to just do a regular drawing, right? Just the one. Why do I know this? Is this from Pokemon? It is. Oh, that's why. It's from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. God. Friggin' Pokemon Silver. At that moment, at one point in time, that was the game that took over my life. Like, that was the Pokemon game that I was really into. Because I remember, you know, as everyone knows, Pokemania was huge when it very first came out. Larger than it's ever been. And I remember I always played my friends' versions of Red and Blue. I never had Red and Blue myself. So I think it was for one Christmas one year, I wanted a Game Boy Color? I think it was a Game Boy Color. And Pokemon Silver, and I got it. And I remember I spent like the whole entire Christmas Day by myself playing it. So I was like, Pokemon, need to play. Who cares about family stuff? Though I remember I actually went into it pretty hard, and I remember I did try to get all 250 Pokemon. So I think it was you could only get Celebi in, what was it, the 3rd edition, which was, I think, Diamond? So I couldn't get all 251, but I was like, I don't care, I just want to go for it, just to see if I could. And I remember I even went to the point where I got a guide. I remember I went to the school photocopier and got a copy of it so I could have it on hand, so in case there was any Pokemon that I needed, I could just tell where they were. This was before the internet, by the way. So I could just have it on hand. It'd be like, I need to find, you know, this Pokemon. Okay, they're right here. That route, blah, 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 blah. And eventually go around and find them. And I think I was 10 shy of getting all 250. Knuckles. Oh god. I might skip this song because it like has audio in it. It's like very distracting. Not that it's bad, it's just extremely distracting. Well, I'm trying to talk as well, but yeah, I remember because I kept my Game Boy in a case, a custom-made case that I made. In wood shop class, or whatever you call it. Because I remember I measured out the dimensions perfectly, and I got it, you know, so that the Game Boy would fit in there perfectly, and the games would have their own slot, and they had some slots for batteries and whatnot, because this was before rechargeable batteries. I think there was rechargeable batteries, but I remember just always just bought my brand new batteries. And I even like wrote, you know, I haven't got the logo of the Game Boy Color, and I like wrote it by hand. And it came out pretty good, I remember. Though I do remember one day, I opened the case and it was empty. So my Game Boy and the game that was almost 100% finished was gone. And I believe it was one of my friend's brothers that probably stole it. I remember I kept it in I kept the box in my dresser drawer next to my bed, just so I'd have it there, so I'd be able to play. Because I don't think I misplaced it. I don't think so. I definitely remember if I lost it, but or like brought it with me and like dropped it somewhere. Oh, to be fair, if I dropped it somewhere, I wouldn't know. But but yeah, I have a high suspicion that one of my friends stole it. And I remember I just never brought it up, never told my mum or anything. I was kind of like, oh, it's gone. Oh, and that was it. And then I hated Pokemon forever. To be fair, I did grow up Pokemon eventually. I think it was via the third generation. Didn't really care anymore. And then I think it was the big Pokemon resurgence that happened. I think it was after Black and White. And I'm like, you guys are still on the Pokemon? Huh? Yeah, to be fair, there's been a few times where I've bought some of the Pokemon games that I've gone back and played. But I played for like a day or two and I'm like, I'm good. So if anything, this gets extremely boring for me very quickly. Where like a lot of people, that's like their life. It's like, ah! I'm like, still? Okay. I'd rather play something like new. I've done Pokemon, I've played it. Like fucking it's done. And to this day, you still remember your friend probably stealing it and wanting to claim it back. Right. Well, it was my brother's friends, I believe, but I have no proof to prove that otherwise, but I wouldn't assume, my parents went into my room and be like, this trash. He's always playing this trash. Goodbye. Like, they bought it for me, so it wouldn't make sense to just throw it away, but... Yeah, because I do remember, one of my brother's friends, because like I did have like a lot of games. So I didn't have that many games. I had like a decent amount of games. But I remember one of my brother's friends, he did come around. He pretty much just wanted to come around just to play games, like games that he didn't have. And I think even like I remember him messaging me once, being like, "Oh, you want to come around and like stay the night?" I was like, "I don't really know you, but okay." And he's like, "Oh yeah, could you bring your games with you?" And I don't think I ever actually went around, but still. That was kind of like the little alarms going off, being like, yeah, you just want to play my games, right? So. They used to have a Pokemon X booklet of every Pokemon. Making a list how to sort the dream team. I wanted to know if anyone else used to do at high school when a trailer would drop. Right. Well, I think it was because in the show, obviously, there was like a Pokédex. And I think it was, I used to collect the Pokemon cards, pretty much like just so I'll have like references to draw them. And I think it was, my primary school, they used to have like Pokemon like card days where like a lot of kids would like go around like swap cards and whatnot. And, like, I didn't say none of the game works, like I didn't, and all that. And I think actually to try to get some cards, I'd be like, go to people and be like, yeah, I don't have any cards. Can I like get a card? Like help me, start. And I think like they just give you like the garbage cards, like an item or energy or whatnot. I think like I got like a couple Pokemon, but still. And I think like even there was one kid that I asked, and he was like, "Oh no, you used to this to my friends. You're just trying to like scam cards." I was like, oh, "Okay, goodbye." So. But there's like no way you could like look this stuff, online because there was no internet. So I more or less just wanted to be like, "Oh, I want to see like the art and whatnot." So. But these days you can like just look it up and there's like videos of people being like, "Whoa, look at this," showcasing it and whatnot. But make whole entire channels of that shit. Do I still have the same zoom? No, I messed up my zoom. No, that's fine. It was at 120, right? So I think it was at 119, but we're not gonna worry about the extra 1%. Yeah. here. Because we can do our lip sync now. I gotta color in, and then we can do that. So I gotta get my reference out for colors, which is here. Yes. And let me grab. Actually, yeah, okay, I'll grab Nanako. So I don't have to keep going back and forth, right? And then we plonk her here. Go a bit larger. Yeah. Who's your favorite Pokemon? That's hard to say. Like, I think my favorite back in the day was probably Lugia, I think. But I think maybe my favorite would have to be Typhlosion. Because I think that was like the main one that I did like the most battles with. Because I think my dance used to change back in the day when I was like really into Pokemon, but I remember I used to like Typhlosion was the only Pokemon that ever got to like level 100, so. Because I remember I used to grind out the Elite Four just over and over and over again with just Typhlosion, pretty much. Just to get him like all the way up to level 100. Just to be like, I did it. Right. So probably him. I guess. Yeah. But I guess it's like there's so many in this day and age, like no shortage of having a favorite. Somebody likes that piece of shit Keys Pokemon, right? Or the one that's just a cup. Like a stupid trash Pokemon. One that literally is a trash bag. What were they thinking? Oops. Okay. Whoop, wrong one. Is there like quicker way you can do this, right? I don't see. Because I remember I was doing like something similar to this in Photoshop. And I remember there was like somebody, I don't think it was like a kid that I knew, but it was like a kid that kind of like my friends knew, and it was like a different class. And I think it was watching me and being like, yeah, I can do that in like 2 seconds if I want to. And I was like, nobody asked, bro. It's like slowly editing animation frames in Photoshop. And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And like, yeah, we did it. Yeah. Like, okay then. Do it. Or one of those people that are like, yeah, I can do that. And I said, alright, do it then. And I feel like it. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, I've known a few people like that like think they're all that, and when they push them to shove, they're like, I think there was like one guy that I was working with for a bit, severe bullshit artist. So I think it was before Star Wars Episode 7 came out. Yes, that one. Everyone knows. It was fine, but at the time the hype was very large. And we were all talking about it. It hadn't come out yet, but we were like, oh yeah, what's it going to be like? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I could get that right now if I wanted to. I'm like, what? It was like a year away from release. He's like, yeah, I get that. Like, okay. And I remember this is also the same guy that said that they're gonna outlaw headphones or headphone users soon, because of traffic accidents. It's like, of course, yes, absolutely. Like you see right through that shit immediately. Like, yeah, are they? Oh, that's interesting. But your mind, you're like, yeah, bullshit detector going off. Alert, alert, alert. Until you do that, yeah, exactly. It's like, alright, can you do that for me? Yeah, maybe. I check my sources, or some shit like that. Me and my guy, you know, he kind of works set days and I'm off set days, so, you know, it's a bit hard, or some shit like that. Oh, goodness. Sure, buddy, sure. Okay, so we can do this lip sync now. Let's do that. Before I do that, I'm gonna save just in case of crash. Not that Flash will crash, but hey, last time it crashed, I didn't expect it to do so. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, there's kind of a sound effect that comes in there as well. Also, did this song already play? Which you will. Skip. Okay, it's fine. I can get it to start talking there. And then I'll put a bit of a. Oh, just go like. Let's put next, whatever. But yeah, that's to signify, like, you know, to not do any open mouth movement there. So I know, so I don't accidentally put an open mouth. Because it's happened before, so. It can happen. Meg Brown. Okay, so they want a bit of a smaller mouth. Still get a little bit of a smile. Okay, that's I went. Grocery. Oh shit. Okay. So. Tree. Okay, grocery. So it kind of says grocery, not grocery. Okay, good. So it's gonna be like 2 syllables. Got it. Today. Okay, not in there. Very cool. Yeah, it's definitely easier to do because obviously like this audio track that I'm using is just the one track. It doesn't have like, because normally what you do is if you're doing like an original animation, there'd be like several different layers, one for like sound effects, one for music, and one for like voices. Or many different voices depending on who's speaking. But it's got the one, so sometimes it's a bit more difficult to tell or to figure it out when their sound effects and whatnot going on as well. But it's a bit easier when it's just the character speaking, so that's that. Small toddler lisp is hilarious. This one. I think it's what I remember seeing that. Oh, I remember when like Hellbenders came out. I saw so many animations where like people would draw like a character, like a regular character, you know, face, ears, a body, you know, the regular stuff, whatever. But then they draw like the very small face. I used to see a lot of that. I used to see so much of that. Being like, haha, small face is funny. It's like, okay, we get it. Where's the joke? Yeah. But to be fair, like this happens with like a lot of like popular animations. So many like Salad Finger-esque inspired animation. Being like, isn't it creepy? Like even I've done that to a point, but so I'm not one to argue. I do like a little bit of an open mouth. So it's not gonna close entirely. Oh. Damn line flattened itself. Okay, so and that could be a closed mouth. Roche. Okay, so it's a teeth mouth because of the sh sound. Also, what's this song from? Sounds like a Final Fantasy or Chrono Trigger-esque thing. Oh, Twilight Princess. Oh, no shit. Okay. Damn. That's kind of a game. Like, Twilight Princess is great aesthetic-wise, but it's kind of it's kind of like not great to play compared to other Zeldas. Like, a lot of, like, Zelda for me is like open world. You can, like, roam around and, like, do a lot of stuff, where Twilight Princess is very focused, very linear. This is where you have to go. No exploration. So, to be fair, some people like that, but I don't know. I like to run around and explore. Okay, so it's Shri and then Sh, so it's gonna go S to S. Sh, grocery. Okay, so that might be a more of an oval-shaped mouth. Because I always try to sound out the words with my own mouth and then draw them accordingly. I always do that. So that's how I've always done it. But sharp. Okay. Like, I'll say the line back to myself, and then I'll kind of visualize as my mouth moves. So. Right. It's shopping. And yeah, I'll move this a bit. Yeah, I'll move that a bit further so there's a bit more room. Like, it's really hard when, like, there's only a couple of frames for the mouth to snap open and close. Like, you can miss it entirely if it's only a couple of frames, so... So today... We don't need to do a full roast mouth here, but it's fine. Yep. And I always got to remember to have the same line consistency as the character, as the mouth sync. Because I remember there was a cartoon that I watched. Oh god, I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember the way they animated it was they probably did all the animation first and then went in and did the lip sync after, and the line consistency was completely off, so it was very distracting. Do you remember that? Yeah. Okay, so... And then we draw all the open mouths. So let me go B, E. And she's kind of happy while she's saying it, so she's kind of smiling, right? And this is going to make an O sound, we're just going to come right up, so... Kind of a longer... I've got more frames to work with, so I'll do like a more of an open mouth. Okay, so don't draw an open mouth there. Okay. And I think I did a video on like how I did do lip sync, right? I think so. It's the Sonic 06 music, was it? It's probably gone now, but... Oh, it was. Oh, damn. Good ear. Also, I don't think this quite fits the spooky theme, but it's from Fast RMX or whatever it is. Jeez. Not quite scary, more hardcore racing music. I went. Oh crap, okay. More of a wide mouthful. I went. Right, yeah. Oops, that might be good too. Yeah, because there's nothing more distracting like when the lip sync doesn't match up. Because I think there's some old Simpsons episodes where like they use like the already existing mouths to like to displace in some ADR, which is additional dialogue record. So, and it does look very distracting. So, probably the last thing I want to do. Grow. So much more of a wide open mouth, more of a. Oh no, not much. So much more of a vertical mouth, I should say. Oh, sweet. And this one has teeth to teeth, so I gotta draw both sets of teeth. Yeah, because I always like have like both mouths onion skinned, which is where you can kind of see the previous frames in like as transparency, just so I can like make the open mouth wider. Because like, when I'm like drawing the mouth, the closed mouth, I don't care, but the open mouths I gotta kind of like do like a bit wider so it makes sense. And then no one ate dinner that night. You got groceries, but they're never gonna be used. Too bad. Shop. Oops. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Shop. It's been a bad track actually. It's not quite fitting for Halloween, but. I guess it's supposed to be in the spirit of like the F-Zero, like high intense music, right? Yeah. It's kind of a shame that like so many indie games have tried to replicate what F-Zero done, but none of them have come close. It's a real shame. And then we'll never get another F-Zero, so we'll never get the greatness ever again. What a shame. Okay. Shopping. Eat. But yeah, I think the way I always got accustomed with the way I do the lip sync is because I remember for the longest time I didn't actually animate characters properly. I more or less just drew the character model once and then tweened around the character, and then just made the characters talk. So I animated the mouths fully, but I kind of just had the character just stand there and just kind of talk, so I got accustomed to how to do lip sync very fast. Today. You want more of a, yeah, I want more of a, yeah, more of a vertical mouth, so it makes that ooh sound, right? Yeah. That's better. Today. Yeah, then I gotta slow down at the ends. That's something I always do with like lip sync as well. Whenever a character stops speaking, there's always like an additional frame where they kind of just, you know, stop. Like it's their like mouth movements slow down slightly, so the like mouth doesn't snap shut. If that makes sense. Okay, so let's have a look.
I went grocery shopping today.
Right, and then we can do the in-betweens, so, which are relatively simple. Like, if you ask any animator what the most tedious part of animation is, they're always like, "Oh, the lip sync sucks." But the way I do mouths, because I always like draw every mouth as a brand new mouth, so I've never found it like really that tedious. And I've got like pretty good at it. You can do it like fairly quickly as well. So. I think it's because like a lot of people they'll they'll draw all the mouths as like a mouth chart and then just copy and paste the mouths that they need. So I think a lot of people approach it that way. So that's why they're like, oh man, it sucks. It's so boring. Where I'm like, yeah, you just draw it. It's easy. You draw like a shape. You draw like a circle. Way easier than drawing a whole character. Easy peasy. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Yep. I was just seeing if I was doing that in the right direction, and I am. Oh, I probably want a bit of slowdown here as well, right? Yeah, okay. Because it stops. Yep, yep, yep. She stops speaking for like a couple of frames in the middle, so I'm gonna just slow down there. This song's got some like Commander Keen vibes. Might be using like similar like instruments or wave sound or whatever. It's from Wario World. Oh jeez, that's a game I've never played. Ironically, I did have a GameCube, but I just never played that game for whatever reason. And I've seen some people play it. I think there was like one person that I knew that was like obsessed with this game, actually. Is there a way to draw a four-body well, like in a simple, quick style without drawing circles and or cylinders? I guess like you can like just draw like the basic shapes and then go from there. Like it kind of like resembles the character, but you don't have to go into full detail. You can keep it like very simple. And they'll go from there. I think it's like what Terminal Montage does with these character designs. See, like they're very representative of the character, but you can see like they're also very simple for, you know, quick drawing. So, but yeah, it's like the more detail you put in a drawing, you have to kind of like sacrifice like the animation smoothness as well. That's why like a lot of anime you always see like animated on 3s. So if like ever watch any anime and it kind of like the animation looks a bit stiff, that's why. Because it's on 3s, because they usually regard the quality of the drawing over the smoothness of the animation. So that's why whenever you see some anime, I think like some more modern anime is like more smooth. I think like the One Piece stuff that's been coming out recently has been quite good. And One Punch Man Season 1, some of the fights, and they're like, holy crap. I think that's why like a lot of people were let down by the most recent season, because there was a big downgrade from that too. Would you just ditch the lip sync and just opt for mouth flaps to get the cartoon done faster? Nah, I don't think so. I'm definitely, this is definitely the way I gotta like lip sync characters. Forever. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. Maybe if I was like drawing like a bad cartoon on purpose. Because I remember I was a big fan of a series called Arthur House, if anybody's ever seen or heard of it. But I remember literally just some of the characters, literally their mouths were just a looping animation that'd be 2 frames. Literally, the mouth was open, the mouth was closed, and that's it. And I think even I emulated a bit of that in some of my cartoons. Can't say which ones, but... So maybe if I was to make a series, I was like, haha, look how dumb this looks. I could do that, but... But yeah, just if like there was like an open mouth or a closed mouth, or like, you know, slight in-betweens. Like your anime. because they do that, right? They have like one open mouth, one closed mouth, and there's just like slight variations depending on what they're saying. Yeah, I think I can do that. Be a bit boy. Oh, unless maybe I was like doing something that's like more story based. If I was like trying to focus like more on the story, if anything. Oh, maybe then if I was to do that, I wouldn't even do lip syncs at all. Because if you've ever seen the cutscenes for Metal Gear Peace Walker, where like it was animated, but it was kind of like done in like a comic book style. If I was to like focus more on the story, if I like, really wanted to like give emphasis on that, I'd probably do something kind of that style, right? Like I put like more details in the characters and then cut them off and kind of make them move that way. So that'd be an interesting project actually. Do something a bit different. Now we're thinking. Yeah, to be fair, I have tried some more stuff like that. Lip sync is a part of the humorism and realism, right? And it kind of matches the style, right? So, but I think there was like one cartoon that I saw where they draw the teeth and then they make the teeth move up and down, and then they use a mask to animate the mouth, so it looked like the teeth were always inside the mouth, which is very interesting. And I think I did try that for one of my cartoons, but I don't think it was like really noticeable, so I kind of just did it the one time and then dropped it. What cartoon was that for? It was for it was like that D&D based cartoon that I made like forever ago. Where was that? It might be on my secondary channel. Yeah, let me look. I remember I uploaded all my old cartoons onto my secondary channel. Let's see here. Oh my god, all these cartoons suck. They're so bad. They look so bad. Oh no, Vertical Skyway. Skip. And see if I can find it. Where are we? I don't think it's on my main channel, right? Oh, it might be. No, it might be. Yeah, let me have a look. Oh, it is. Oh, it's like the second animation that I uploaded here. It's called I Dare You To. Oh god, this was voiced by me.
Oh, well, hold on a second there. I don't think I want to play this anymore.
Okay, yeah, I'll link it in chat. But if you look at the second half, where like the characters are actually animated, if you look at their mouths, you can tell I was trying that. With you can see like their teeth like are in place, and then their mouths kind of move. So if you want to check it for yourself, it's there. I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's bad. But I think that was the phase where I was trying to like make original content, but like none of my ideas were really that great. So I'm like, I'm gonna be a big YouTube animator. I'm gonna make all this original content. It's gonna be great. And then I think I kind of fell off that pretty quickly. I was trying to be like, I'm gonna make, you know, more content faster so I can make money off YouTube, and then I kind of just fell off that very quickly. So. But I think that was a period where I saw like a lot of like people blowing up and stuff, like making a bunch of money off YouTube. Because that's like back when it used to be, you know, you get paid per views, versus you get paid per watch time like it is now. And then unfortunately they changed that because a lot of people used to what's the word? They kind of like they took that kind of algorithm and kind of abused it, right? Because there was a system on YouTube forever ago that was you could reply to videos. So what girls used to do, they used to sit there with their camera on their boobs out and be like, "Hey, I just saw this this trailer for this new movie and blah blah blah. It looks kind of cool. Check it out." And of course, kids would click the video because boobs. So. And then they get a ton of views when there was like no content, and that was like all their videos. So they used to be known as reply girls. Just abusing the algorithm. Boob bait, yeah, exactly. And I think like there's been like a huge bunch of platforms where like, you know, I think there was like even a thing on like Twitch for like a while. I'm pretty sure there's like probably rules against that now, right? Oh no, yeah, I think like girls can obviously like still sit there with their boobs out, but I think it has to be in context, right? I think like there was some girls that would be like in a bikini just like dancing around, but now they're like, hey, you can't be in that unless you're like, you know, it's appropriate for the you know, context. That's why like hot tub streams became a thing. It's like, alright, I'm in a bikini, but I'm also in a hot tub, so there. Yeah. I know. Kind of sad if that's your only, if you're talentless and that's your only way to get attention, but at the same time, I guess, you know. I guess I don't blame them, you know. I guess a lot of people, they're like, oh, if I was in that situation, it's the same thing, right? So. Or did I run to slow down? Hang on. I did. Okay, good. Reply girls? Yeah, exactly. Those were the days. Jeez. Goodness gracious. And I don't think I ever did any of those because I don't know, I never really had a hard opinion on anything, so. I'm like, what would I add? Nothing? Yeah, cool. To be fair, they were doing the same thing, but you know, they were kind of doing it paying to earn money. So. People have their own reactions to seeing a girl in a bikini. I just see Persona 4, definitely, right. What was it? It's that meme that recently came out. I was like, here's how blank sees the world, and it was like some escalator, but people would edit it. So like, you know, how certain people see the world, or to their specifications. I think it was, there was one that somebody did that was like how artists see the world, and I was like, all this kind of like graphic design is my passion, and like all this like garbage, like whatever. I think actually when I was at PAX I did point that out. That kind of like as a designer, like an artist, like some of the stuff I do notice. And I think it was at PAX there was like some sort of schedule, but it was yellow on white, which is very hard to read. And I think I pointed that out and just kind of walked away. I'm not sure if they noticed or cared, but I was like, yellow and white. Yeah, it's kind of really hard to read. It's kind of walked away. I guess that's all. That one's branding, right? I think for PAX Australia anyway, because I think like PAX West is like blue, right? I'm sure. Oh no, PAX Prime is red, right? Yeah, so I guess they have like different color schemes for all the different conventions that they do. Makes sense. What? Thumb's getting kind of sore. Ouch. We have a cool trailer for the movie you should check out, but first, you want to see a totally unrelated girl in a bikini, right? To get your attention, right? You're like, what? So I think that's the kind of like one of the regrets I have about part 1. I never like animated Reese, like had any animation with her at the start. She just kind of like stands there and the text box comes up. Like not even any like lip movement or anything, not even like any lip sync. And I don't know why I did that. Couldn't tell you. Maybe I meant to fix it later, but I never did. I don't know. Yeah, it's something I definitely would have addressed if I was making it today. Just go back and then re-edit it for the full release. Right. Though I don't have any of those original files from, I think from part 1 and part 2. Yeah, the Flash files anyway. It wouldn't be that hard to edit, just like cut the video up, but still. Take the original drawing and the draw over it, then animate it. Could do actually. Maybe, but would it be worth the efforts? Yeah, though I think like the first piece of animation, like a lot of people see, is where Dojima he points at himself and then Nanako, and then the arm bends. Really weird. And I think that's why a lot of people swear for a scene, and they're kind of like, okay, this is kind of a bit special, right? This ain't anything normal. So I guess maybe it kind of gives off that, you know. Kind of like gives off that kind of like, this is what the quality is going to be. Psych is actually going to be like this. Well, I guess it kind of works in that way. Also, I am getting hungry. Oh, this one's from Donkey Kong 64. I know this song. Goodness. Being lost in this area for hours, listening to this song forever. Ugh. Was it the... Don't tell me it's the Manic Warehouse. Oh, come on, this. Oh, Frantic Factory. Whatever. Close enough. Yeah, I think this is the guy that I follow. He does like Donkey Kong 64 randomizers. And actually quite interesting to watch. Like from somebody that like knows the game in and out, so he like knows where to go and like what to look for. And like he's in Discord where he's like doing it, he's like just chatting and whatnot, so they're all like laughing and having a great time. Because they're all like running the same scene, so they're all kind of like trying to like find stuff for themselves. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't re-released that yet on the Switch. Though I think that was like semi-leaked, right? Because there was that blurred image where people were like lying up the box art of like the old games. Be like, oh, Nintendo leaked themselves. Oops. Uh-oh. Alright, there's all lip sync done. Now we just gotta fill it in. Which is easy. Black and all white. See, it didn't take long at all. And that's what, how many? That's like 60, that's like 50, hang on. 58 frames worth of lip sync? I don't think that took long. And coloring is super easy. Because obviously you just go dab, 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 and then done. It's like when you have to go back and like do the teeth. That's when it becomes a bit harder. Or just to make sure you don't actually film the teeth. I've got a couple of my buttons on my tablet set to forward frame and back frame, so it makes it quite easy. So I can just go backward, backward. Backward as I please. I don't have too many shortcuts, there's a couple of things, but yeah. It makes it that much more easier. I think there's like a couple of like live streams I've caught where like people like working in Photoshop and they got some like hotkeys set to like zoom and like turn the cameras around, like all this kind of like crazy stuff. So but I guess it all depends like what program you're working on and like what works for you. Because I think it's only that back forward frame, save, undo, and pan. Like the only hotkeys I've set. Oh, I think and play. Okay, cool. That should be done. Let's have a look.
Big Bro, I went grocery shopping today.
Sick. Amazing.
I went grocery shopping today.
Cool. Well, that's one fully animated sequence. It only took me what? 2.5 hours. Almost. Jeez. Alright, so I think I'll do it for now. Oh, very cool. But hey, any progress is progress, right? And I'm also getting quite hungry, so definitely gonna order some food, I think. Yes. Yeah, darn time. Alright. So, cheers for watching if you're here. And always, it's definitely very appreciated. Save this bad boy for Ann. And I'll catch you all next time. I might do another art stream maybe in like a couple of weeks. Yeah, because I don't think I'll leave it as long as I have like from last time, so but we'll see. There we go. Alright, I'll catch you then. Until then, goodbye. Is animating your day job? You leave to the last second to ask me a question. Alright, I'll answer this question. No. I've never done... Well, I guess like some animators, they do work on their own personal projects in their own time, but no. Animation is something that I wouldn't want to do for money. I think there's a friend of mine that did work in like design, and I remember just him going home and like trying to work on his own personal stuff. He was like, "Yeah, I don't have the drive or motivation." And I think like he hated working in the industry as well. So, well, I don't think I want to be paid for this kind of stuff. But no, I got an actual like physical on your feet, you know, physical job. So that's my day job. So it's something completely unrelated to animation. So. Yeah, no worries. All good. Happy to answer anything. But yeah, I'll end it here. Okay. Goodbye.